I think the key issue is that the concern or the discussion that is happening is that given the GDP, nominal GDP numbers and the GST reforms that have been done and the income tax relief that was there, will we be able to meet the fiscal deficit targets of 4.4% that that was budgeted for? I think our view is that our estimate is that while there will be some shortfall in the revenues, but there is also other aspects like the non-tax revenues that are going to be higher, and the government should have enough headroom to be able to meet the fiscal deficit target. And for the next year, again, the fiscal headroom looks fine for the finance minister to actually target a lower fiscal deficit because now the target is the debt to GDP. I think the view is that in this year, while the debt to GDP dent may not be that high, but next year the target could be higher as the economy stabilizes and the GST reforms stabilize, and the consumption boost and the compliance boost that we expect from the GST reforms are realized. So I think the fiscal consolidation and pump priming the economy are not kind of divorced, and the government has actually stuck to the fiscal consolidation path while making higher allocations to the capital expenditure, which essentially means that the quality of the budget has been improving, the higher allocations to capital expenditure while limiting the growth of the revenue expenditure. So I believe that the government will continue to do that, and the focus will be to stay on the fiscal consolidation roadmap to bring down the debt to GDP ratio while continuing to make the allocations in capital expenditure higher. And we believe that the government could target a 10% higher capital expenditure, which will be somewhere in the range of 12 trillion this year from the previous year, and that should give a boost to the pump priming that we look at the economy, and we need it because we need the infrastructure debottlenecking to reach the Viksit Bharat if we want to be a developed country, and we need our export ambitions that are there, the evacuation capacity that we need from the manufacturing point to the ports. It requires a significant investment in capital expenditure over the years. So I believe that these are not divorced. As far as the allocation to the sectors where could be higher, I believe that agriculture will continue to receive impetus. Defense is a need, and so there will be higher allocations for defense, and there would be, of course, higher allocations to the roads, railways, which require, and ports, so that the infrastructure sector, the Capex spend that will be there. I think these are the areas, and there could be some allocation or a scheme we believe should be there to incentivize the states to undertake the difficult reforms and the factor reforms and the reforms that have been announced to be adopted at the state level, and something linked to those reforms being implemented by the state and a transfer linked to that, and possibly a kind of a reform-linked scheme that could be brought in to actually spur the investment and attract the private sector investment in the states. So MSMEs, firstly, as we know that with the changes in the labor codes, it is going to help MSMEs become at least a little bigger and not stay dwarfs. So that is a good thing. I think the government needs to continue with the credit guarantee which allows the access to finance for the MSMEs. The third aspect that we need to do, and the government can help with, is to integrate them into the global value chain, and this can be done by actually having some kind of an infrastructure or common infrastructure for the MSMEs that is financed from the budget, which aids in exports. Like it could be a packaging facility, it could be a quality testing facility, it could be a certification facility, which could be a common facility where the MSMEs use it as a pay-per-use, and that makes their products more exportable, and also where the existing exporters are there, the reduction in their rejection rates can happen. So that can help the MSMEs in a significant manner. So government has a philosophy of having a digital public infrastructure, right? The government has been having this philosophy, and that's why we have the ONDC and essentially riding on the government provided infrastructure for digital, which the private sector can innovate on. So I think AI and emerging technology and quantum, even these were announced in the last budget. I believe that providing the compute capacity and the compute infrastructure for private innovators to create products from India, digital products from India, which we have been talking about, that more products have to come out from India. That is a facilitation that the government would do, and I believe that there could be higher allocation to create more compute capacity as a digital public infrastructure available to the innovators.